Greetings, exiles. All last week, I modestly farmed T17 maps and sold them. The easiest money I've ever made. But there were also lucky drops. Cool. With the currency I earned, I can now buy several new upgrades. This unique helmet will solve all our single target damage problems. You will need a helmet with at least Decay support level 30, but the higher the level, the better. But after I changed my helmet, I ran into a few problems. The first is mana, and I need to get more mana reservation efficiency somewhere. This impossible escape will fix that problem. And most importantly, it's cheap. Well, at least it used to be cheap. The second problem is resistances. And these gloves will fix that. Perfect. I'll also need an Abyss Jewel with corrupted blood immunity. And a new shield. I think that's enough shopping for now. Let's test what I've got. For the test, I will use my favorite target dummy. Uber Eater. Overall, not bad, although 5 divine orbs for a test is not cheap. Why are Uber bosses so useless? Personally, I don't like this content, but when I have the desire to kill an Uber boss, I just buy this key. It's essentially the same thing, wasting currency for nothing, but without the extra step, and most importantly, any build can handle this Uber boss. Anyway, now I can finish my Atlas. In the meantime, I'll kill the remaining pinnacle bosses. I'll briefly talk about this helmet, Decay support, and how it all works. Decay support is very useless on its own, but it scales very well with levels. But the only way to get high-level Decay support is with Forbidden Shaco. Decay can be increased with various modifiers, but it combines particularly well with Storm Burst, because this modifier applies to Decay. And the longer our Storm Burst duration, the greater our total damage will be. For example, if you need more damage, you can take these skill nodes and increase your damage. TLDR, we just use Storm Burst for literally half a second, after which Decay is applied to the enemy with quite a lot of damage, and that's it. If you want to know more about how this mechanic works, there will be a link to a video in the description where this topic is explained in more detail. Well, the Atlas is complete. Better late than never. And now we can go back to the maps. I need a lot of currency for my next purchases. Because this is already the end game. Let's go. Mageblood, Svalin, Mirror Shards. What the hell is going on here and what was that? I'm sure that's the question many of my viewers had after seeing what was on the screen. Let's talk about it in more detail. This is my Atlas for my main earning strategy. And these are the scarabs I used. You will also need 8 mods Dune maps, because this map has a good layout and you can find a fortress here. The most expensive T17 map. And of course, I did a scribe for nice divination cards. My main income, and what is most important, my stable income, is from selling T17 maps. And with this Atlas, you will find many T17 maps. But besides that, you have a chance to get a small jackpot. That was the information about my Atlas. Now the most important thing. How many maps did I run through to find the full set of the Apothecary? Approximately 650 to 700 maps. Approximately, because I'm not the kind of player who meticulously counts every map and every chromatic orb picked up as if the fate of humanity depended on this information. I'm just playing a video game. So 650 to 700 maps, plus or minus a dozen. But the most important thing is not how many maps I ran through, but how I ran my maps. Here's some gameplay from one of those maps. I spend about 1 minute per map. I run it as fast as I can and only pick up valuable loot. Gameplay was with shrines, and it's kind of cringe to show a build with shrines effect. But shrines are a key part of my strategy. First, shrines spawn natural monsters, which have an increased chance for map drop. And the more T16 maps there are, the greater the chance that one of the T16 maps will turn into T17. Also, thanks to this Atlas node, there will be more monsters and they will be magic. And magic mobs give better loot. Also, the acceleration shrine gives us the much needed speed because I don't have the mage blood. And the covetous shrine gives me more loot. That's why shrines are very important. As a result, I can run around 40 to 50 maps per hour. Now that you know how many maps I've run in total and how many maps I run per hour, you can do your homework and do the math yourself. How long did it take me to get all this loot? Of course, I know this number, and I could make a video with a cool title, 30 Divine Orbs per hour or How to Farm Mage Blood in 1 day. But those of you who have been watching me for a long time know that I don't sell my builds and strategies. Because I don't care. And because I understand that for many of my viewers, it won't work. Simply because not everyone will be able to run through 650 maps, and each player has their own speed and gameplay phasing, and their build will be significantly different from mine. And the final numbers will be very different from mine. Therefore, good luck and have fun in the hunt for the Apothecary. I hope I haven't bored you too much with my yapping, but this time I just decided to tell you in more detail what goes on behind the scenes. Because behind those 10-second scenes with juicy tinks hides a lot of time. There will be some very expensive purchases because the build is moving into endgame territory. And that's always expensive. But that doesn't mean you'll need all these expensive items for this build to work. 99% of the time, I played with these items, which are quite affordable. Well, it's time to spend all this wealth. The Belt of Kings. Svalin for more defense. I'll also need these tattoos. Wow, they're quite expensive, unexpectedly. It's also time to recraft my wand. I need T2 or T1 damage over time. Nice. And some harvest benchcraft for more AoE. Let's not forget about some good flasks. New boots. Enlighten level 4 to fix my mana. New jewels. And a new ring. It will be a helical ring. Many of you may wonder why a helical ring and not a second copy of the Sundered Will. Even though the Sundered Will deals more damage, the helical ring is a better choice because we get more stats and we don't have to deal with mana issues, because the drawback of 2 rings is very nasty. Very interesting. It's a pretty good ring, even though I don't need strength. I could use Fracturing Orb, and if I'm lucky, I could continue crafting and get a GG ring. but I decided to just do benchcraft and call it a day. And awaken gems. Honestly, this should have been done much earlier, but I somehow forgot that I was using the normal versions of gems. Well, let's see what I've got. My favorite target dummy. I don't really like this boss. But nevertheless, he is defeated and +1 achievement in this league. Back to the maps. What can I say about the build with Mageblood and Svalin? It's as beautiful as any other build with these expensive items. No comments needed. But after playing around with this build a bit, I decided to improve it a bit more. For this, I need this unique jewel. And I'll use it instead of Glorious Vanity. I also replaced Determination with Purity of Fire and added another flask. With these new jewels, I have 90 maximum elemental resistance. Tattoo for critical damage reduction. And the cherry on top. For more defense. Now the build is definitely complete. Man, I love the Death's Oath build. It's a lot of fun, and I don't want to say goodbye to it. But my journey has come to an end, which means that a new zero awaits me and a new journey will soon begin. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Also, I would be very grateful for your likes and subscriptions. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.